There is so much great news and good content coming out of the media right now that it's very difficult to decide what to cover first and in what order to cover it. In today's video, I'm going to do my very best for you. Let's set aside the fact for one moment that Alyssa Milano and the guy from Duck Dynasty, a devout Christian, are now standing shoulder to shoulder, calling out the complete immorality coming out of our legislators in Washington, D.C. Let's set that aside for just one moment and think about what was going on in this country during the revolution. Now, I know that seems like it's two different things, but it's really the same thing, because people came together at that time to resist tyranny that you would not have thought would have come together. And in different eras, different things stand for rebellion. Who would have thought? Who would have thought in the modern era that simply going to the beach and wearing a skimpy bathing suit is now a sign of rebellion? But in today's video, I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. We had it right all along. Florida has had it right all along, and very, very early in this event with COVID, going all the way back to last spring and late winter, the governor of New York had it right for just a second. And then he backtracked. Andrew Cuomo said everyone should go out, go to the parks, get some sunshine, get some fresh air. In fact, he lifted all of the fees on all of the state parks in New York, saying, go out, get some exercise, get some fresh air, get some sunshine. And then he backtracked on that. Well, now guess what? 130 scientists from around the world have come together and put an open letter out to all governments saying that they should do everything they can to raise the vitamin D levels of their populations. Now, that's one topic. This is another. You see, the bridge has been burnt between Florida and Washington, D.C. We hear talk all the time of Texas seceding and standing on its own. I'll see your secession, and raise you an alliance. The people of Florida have been in talks with the people of Brazil about moving forward. You see, we have a governor. We have a proper governor in the state of Florida who knows how to lead, who has been right from the beginning. Strangely enough, the people of Brazil, they have a president who has known how to lead, who has known how to stand firm, and has been right from the beginning. And for those of you out there who believe this is some form of sedition or treason, let me refresh your memory about the revolution a little bit. That's where this ties in, the Revolutionary War. Spain and the American Revolutionary War. I'm just going to read the first paragraph. Spain played an important role in the independence of the United States as part of its conflict with Britain, the Crown, tyranny. Spain declared war on Britain as an ally of France, itself an ally of the American colonies. Most notably, Spanish forces attacked British positions in the south and captured West Florida from Britain in the siege of Pensacola. Many people don't know that. This secured the southern route for supplies and closed off the possibility of any British offensive through the western frontier of the United States via the Mississippi River. Spain also provided money, supplies, and munitions to the American forces. France in the American Revolutionary War. French involvement in the American War. When France, a hotbed of various radical Enlightenment ideas, like freedom and voting and all that, and long-term historical rival of the Kingdom of Great Britain, secretly shipped supplies to the Continental Army when it was established in June of 1775. A treaty of alliance followed in 1778, which led to French shipments of money and materiel to the United States of America. Subsequently, Spain and the Dutch Republic, and now we have the Dutch involved, also began to send assistance, which, along with political developments in Europe, left the British with no allies during the conflict, excluding the Hessians. Spain then openly declared war with the Dutch following soon after. Think we're kidding? Try us. Think we're kidding? Not playing. Not a joke. Not a theory. This crap happens like what happened in the last election. We will seek alliances elsewhere. See, the folks in D.C. think we're all just 50 little soldiers all marching behind them. Wrong. I know it's not a popular thing to say, but we ain't all created equal as far as states goes. Florida, financially, and Brazil, financially the country, are about on par with each other. Very, very close. Militarily, if you add in Southcom, all the different assets, probably pretty close as well. It would be a fantastic alliance. And if you think me showing bikinis in Florida is something anti-biblical, you should see what goes on in Brazil. And for those of you out there, by the way, you pretend Christians, who want to take issue with me showing simply the image of a human form, need I remind you we are all made in the image of God, and I would like for you to show me chapter and verse in the King James Bible that says the image of a woman is somehow inherently evil. Now, do I think people should be walking around that way at the grocery store or at the mall? No. But at the beach? Sure. In fact, speaking of which, experts send vitamin D and COVID-19 open letter to world governments, 21 December 2020. Wait until you read this. In an open letter being sent to world governments today, 21 December, 120, and it's actually up to 130 now, health, science, and medical experts from the UK, US, and Europe say there is clear scientific evidence that vitamin D reduces COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and death. In the letter signed by, and it's now up to 130, on Friday the 18th, but rapidly increasing, scientists are calling for immediate, widespread, increased vitamin D intake to 4,000 international units per day, or at least 2,000 for healthy adults. Now here they're talking about the supplements, but we're going to cover that in a minute, and we're going to use Google itself to prove that that's not the best way to get vitamin D. The scientists involved in the open letter say that global patterns and risk factors for the COVID-19 pandemic and vitamin D deficiency match precisely due to the impact on immune function. They say that research shows that low vitamin D levels markedly increase the likelihood of COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Now, let's go to Google. Go into Google and type in, how can I raise my vitamin D level quickly? And guess what the first answer is? Spend time in sunlight. Vitamin D is often referred to as the sunshine vitamin because the sun is one of the best sources. In fact, it's the best source of this nutrient. Now, ready for this? Number 2, consume fatty fish and seafood. Eat meat. Oh no, what's the left going to do? That's like completely against their canon, eating meat. Eat more mushrooms, strangely enough. Number 3, egg yolks, fortified foods, and all the way down here at number 6, below eating mushrooms, take a supplement. Below, 3 places below, just eating mushrooms, and 5 places below, this. Going out and getting some sun. And they say the darker you are, the more sun you need. So the more tan you get, the more time you need to spend in the sun. It's all over the web. 130 experts sign open letter to Boris Johnson urging he make vitamin D part of coronavirus strategy. Research has previously suggested patients who are ill enough to be hospitalized with infection may endure less severe complications if their vitamin D levels are sufficiently high. It is the best preventative. KPVI.com, Yahoo, NutraIngredients.com. All are now in lockstep with what this channel was saying last spring. And believe it or not, I actually had videos taken down and demonetized for saying it. Not because of the images of the girls in the bikinis. They don't take those down. The accepted science is in. 7 effective ways to increase your vitamin D levels. This is Healthline, healthline.com. Here are 7 effective ways to increase your vitamin D levels. How much do you need? Blah, 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 blah. Number 1, spend time in sunlight. Spend time exposing your skin to sunlight. Vitamin D deficiency. If you shun the sun, suffer from milk allergies, or adhere to a strict vegan diet, you may be at risk for vitamin D deficiency. Strict vegan diet. That's weird. That sounds like something I've heard before. Imagine that. But if you think we're kidding here in Florida about being done with DC, try us. Try us. See if you would like to live someplace that has good, proper, and appropriate government. You might consider Florida. Might consider maybe even Brazil. Because we're not kidding. It's not a joke. History is replete with stories of what were united countries devolving into nation states. As we can see up north in the Midwest, they've become new North Korea. So the people of Florida are now going to seek elsewhere people of like mind, people of the same values. Because as we can establish, even the liberals in California, Alyssa Milano, are now standing shoulder to shoulder with devout Christians, the guy from Duck Dynasty, I can't remember his name right now, in calling out Washington, D.C. for being amoral, immoral, and unchristian. Fact. You can look that up. I wish I would have brought up the link. Fact. They have abandoned us. They are now their own thing. So we're going to go do our own thing. The revolution in this country was based on that. It was based on alliance of people that left Great Britain, tired of tyranny, and they allied with the Spanish, they allied with the French, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the Italians, even the Native Americans. That's what made this country great. That all that got put aside. All that got put aside to fight tyranny. So an alliance with Brazil is incredibly appropriate for the state of Florida, given what we have had to endure from those who would have seen us fall in line lockstep behind blah, 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 blah. And like I said, you think Florida is somehow not following the right path because we have people that walk around in the sunshine trying to soak up as much of it as they can? Clearly, you've never been to Brazil. This was probably the most appropriate image I could find. Other ones would have definitely got me taken down off this platform of what goes on in Brazil as far as the beaches goes. And let me tell you this, guys, about that topic. After a while, It's not such a big thing. I know to a lot of people out there watching right now from northern climates or other places where you don't have access to beaches all the time, that this seems like it might be something, you know, kind of R-rated. It really isn't in Florida. We don't even see it that way. We don't, because you see it all the time, every day. I mean, this time of year, probably not so much, at least in northern Florida. But if I wanted to make the 5 hour drive down to Boca Raton, every day, every single day, it ain't such a big deal. But man, oh man, science is now telling the world about the health benefits of it. About the health benefits of it and how it is the number one preventative of hospitalization and complications from COVID. Vitamin D levels. And as per Google, how can I raise my vitamin D level quickly? What is their recommendation? Spend time in sunlight. When the sunlight hits your skin, there's cholesterol, and it converts that cholesterol into vitamin D. It is the most effective, efficient way to do it. Science even knows that that form of vitamin D gets absorbed twice as fast as anything you would take in a supplement. And their number 2 recommendation, salmon, tuna, mackerel, fatty fish. Supplement is way down here, number 6. It's even below eating fortified foods, which is very generic. That's how useless, in this particular case, supplements are compared to all the other options of diet, exercise, and sunshine exposure. Out of all the places in this country where you could get sunshine year-round, where do you think the best one is? I'll just leave it there. Like, share, subscribe.